What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at the Fresh Monkey Fiction Operation Monster Force figures of Wave 1. So we have 3 figures here we're going to be looking at today, starting with Dracula. So Dracula looks pretty cool. Of course, there's a whole story to go along with these, so I will go into those details. But just for now, we just have Dracula. Looks pretty cool. You know, to me, not like the coolest looking Dracula, but pretty decent for what we got there. Of course, Operation Monster Force with the nice box design and all that going around, and a bit of the story there, which of course I'll go through, and then all the characters of Wave 1 there. Like I said, we're just going to be looking at the 3 here today, but it looks pretty cool. If we open it up, we get a piece of the comic, so there's a comic to go along with this to help explain the story, so it's just part of that there. And then the figure itself, love the pale skin. He's got like the grayish color skin, looks pretty cool, come with some extra weapons and stuff there, so just a pretty decent looking Dracula figure. And to go along with him, we have Declan Van Helsing, so he looks pretty cool as like a military style guy here, so it looks, you know, pretty basic. Don't like the face too much, but everything else about him looks cool. Same box design, again, more of the story there that I'll go through. We have his comic part on the front there, so they'll each come with a different part, so I assume if you collect them all together, it'll get more of the story with the figure itself. And again, it comes with a bunch of weapons since he is a military guy, so that looks pretty cool. And of course, go into the story about what he's doing in this. And finally, we have our bad guy from the whole story of the Forgotten King, which looks pretty cool. So we have this nice Egyptian king in the modern day, so he has the modern design with like the outfit and stuff, but still has his powers from being an old forgotten king. So there's a bit of story there, and then we can see part of his comic again explaining more of that and the figure itself. So love like the white outfit design, but then like the head design that looks like the Egyptian pharaohs and stuff, so that looks pretty cool. Some see-through hands for his powers, and we'll get effects and stuff, so a lot of coolness going on there as well. So I'm excited to check these figures out, so let me get them open out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. Well, let's start off with Dracula, who is the most formidable vampire to ever walk the earth, that was captured in 1921 and imprisoned in the Van Helsing family tomb. But with the Forgotten King and his legions unable to be stopped, Agent Van Helsing releases Dracula to fight a monster with a monster, and is given command of Delta Red, which is a military unit of undead vampire soldiers. So Dracula looks cool here. Of course, I like this because, you know, it's Dracula, like the famous universal monster, but it looks pretty cool, you know, different take and look to him. Like I said in the box, the skin looks all nice, where it's got like this sort of like whitish, grayish, yellow sort of pale skin, which of course fits nice for undead character like a vampire, but looks pretty good in this form. Love the like red eyes in there, looks pretty nice and demonic. Love his longer hair all slicked back. We get the pointy vampire ears, and he has a nice beard design, so all of that looks good. And again, love the tone of the skin that carries on through the face, the neck, and down to the hands, so that all looks good. And then he's got a nice outfit on, you know, probably what you'd sort of expect for a vampire. So it has a nice little vest piece that looks like it's got all sorts of little designs in there. It's like a darker gray color with all that like sort of paisley sort of design, with a white shirt and like an ascot sort of design or tie there around his neck, with a longer jacket on over the top. So nice black color jacket. You can see all the little details they put inside of it for all the designs, and even like the nice red lapels on it, so adding that pop of red for Dracula is nice. Now I will say with all these figures, I feel the colors are pretty muted, which makes sense, you know, going along with the story, but just for me, I like colors to pop and stuff, so I'd love like a much brighter red, like on the, especially the lapels, his eyes and stuff, just make him stand out, so it's not just all these drab colors. Then we get the pants, so he just has some sort of pant design, almost looks like military pants. They probably used it from another figure with the knee pads there, and then all the way down to the black boots, the nice flat black boots there that go up to his knees, so looks pretty nice all around. Like I said, it's just a different take of Dracula, but I could see him wearing this outfit as well, so I think it fits pretty well. But for movements, we'll get that'll twist around. Of course, the hair I assume is going to be a bit of an issue and in the way, but it can twist around there still and look down that far and up that far. So not a whole lot of range, unfortunately, because of that hair, but not bad at all. Then we go over to his shoulder that comes up to 90, and it has the butterfly joint back and forth, and will rotate all the way around. We get the bicep twist and the double elbow that'll bend up that far, which isn't too bad at all. A little bit of stiffness. Now this does have all pinless joints, so a little bit of stiffness is kind of expected, but not bad at all. Then we get the wrist that'll twist all the way around and can hinge back and forth. Of course, like I said, sort of deep set in there, but you can still get to the hinge back and forth. Then we go to the ab crunch, which I assume there is a crunch going on, but with his jacket and the vest and stuff, it's hard to really get it, so he'll just crunch back and forth a little and twist all the way around, especially there at the waist. Then we go down to the hips up towards 90, maybe not all the way to 90, but not far, and out to the side. Get the thigh twist, a little bit stiff in there, but it can twist all the way around. And the double knee joint, that probably as well is going to be pretty stiff. I can get that at least bend up that much, so not too bad, of course, with the jackets in the way. It'll bend up that far, which isn't too bad at all. We get the shin twist at the top of the boot, and the foot will flex back and forth and twist side to side. So not bad at all for the movements. Of course, this is my first time dealing with these figures. They do remind me a lot of Marvel Legends. Almost look like they took all the joint designs and everything from Marvel Legends and put them on these figures. So pretty nice for that because I like their joints and everything. So it works out nice and gives a nice range of movements. Like I said, some stiffness, especially in those pinless joints. But overall, he works out really nice. No major issues. Now, accessory-wise, we do get an extra head, so I'll probably switch out to this head where it shows more of those vampire teeth, and he looks much more angry, so like that a lot, so we'll switch it out. So there's that face. Like I said, definitely like that one much more, just showing off the teeth. It definitely makes you feel like it's a vampire now. Then he comes with a number of hands as well, so he has a set of grip hands on already, so we get a set of fists, again in all that same skin tone that matches, so a set of fists, a set of claw hands, which I feel would be pretty good for Dracula, like especially with those nice long claws in there, so I'll probably end up switching that out. And then we also get another set of grip hands, but with trigger fingers. Now, he doesn't come with any guns, but a lot of the characters will, so you could give him guns if you want as well with those trigger fingers. And then finally, accessory-wise, he comes with a nice sword, so we get this nice sword. Love the hilt design. Love how it's got like the little wolf or dragon head. Hard to tell exactly what that is, but then like the little wing design here for the hilt just looks nice, all in gold with the silver blade. Just really cool designs overall, so let's put this into his hand. So there's Dracula with that sword, and I went and switched out one of his claw hands as well. So that overall looks pretty good. I really like this a lot. Now, I did notice also with those hands with the trigger fingers, it has up and down hinges. So if you rather have the up and down, for posing with the sword, you can easily switch that out as well. So you have more of that hinge joint for the hand, and like I said, for different positions and all that. But I think just for Dracula, this will be good enough. He looks really awesome there. And the final thing he comes with is that they each come with a stand. So we get this nice stand that we can put it on, and it says their names on it. So we have Count Dracula, which is awesome, but you can also stand it up and it becomes a tombstone, which is pretty cool. So that's a nice design. So you can sort of have a weird graveyard, but it says Operation Monster Force, of course, who this is. And then we can take him and put him on here. So there we can have Dracula now on the display. So you can easily put this on a shelf, not have to worry about them falling over, and it has who they are. So pretty cool that it has that. I wish a lot more action figure companies would do that, just because I like to have a display, and especially with people like this where you don't know, like you could see this, you kind of tell it's a vampire of some sort, and that's probably Dracula. But at least with these names, it guarantees it for sure. Now, I do just want to show off with this just to have comparison. Here we have the Marvel Dracula, so just to show the difference between the Operation Monster Force version of Dracula and the Marvel Legends versions that we just got recently. So just nice to see the two differences there. Of course, this one came with the sword and all that, so a lot of similarities between the two actually, but overall this Dracula looks pretty cool. Like I said, I wish the collars would pop a lot more, but just for what it is, I think he looks awesome. And moving over to Declan Van Helsing, he was a vampire hunter from the famous Van Helsing family and a former army ranger that was recruited by the CIA. And while deployed on a mission in Egypt, he saw the rise of the Forgotten King. And when Washington became desperate, Declan came up with a plan to release Dracula from his family's vault to fight a monster with a monster. So he looks decent here. I overall think the figure looks just fine. No, nothing wrong with it. I do think the face looks like a little bit too fat. And like to me, especially compared to Dracula, his face looks really big or something, so I don't like that too much, but overall everything else about it looks pretty decent here. I do believe that he came straight out of the box like this. I want to say, I don't remember for sure, but he looked pretty good. But I say straight out of the box like this because he comes with a lot of different attachment as accessories that we can give to him, so it's going to get pretty crazy here. But like I said, just straight out of the box, this is what he looks like. So we get his face. Love how he does have some like little stubble on his chin and stuff around his mouth. Love the nice scar there down his right eye, and of course the more military style haircut with a little bit of gray on the temples, so showing some age. Then he's got a gray outfit on, so it looks like just a military shirt of some sort with the sleeves rolled up, and you can see all the tattoos there around on his forearm, so that's pretty nice, with some nice little bands there wrapped around his hands. Then he has the tactical vest on top with all sorts of pockets. Like I said, we get a lot of stuff that we can switch out on this, so it's going to get ridiculous. But nice vest around there, almost like a gray camo on the back as well, which looks nice, and a bell around his waist. What looks like we get some shotgun shells, looks like some broken clips and stuff, pockets, all that going around to the brown brown pants on his legs, so same sort of pant design that Dracula had, just in brown this time, going all the way down to the boots, so where he's got the more tactical style boots there as well. So it does look like a guy from the military, so works out nice overall for him. But for movements, we get that they'll twist all the way around and can look down the far and up that far. And I forgot to point out on Dracula, but the lower neck does move as well. If I could get a hold of it, it would twist all the way around as well with the head, so you get that additional movements in there, so it's nice. Then we get the shoulders up to 90 with the butterfly back and forth and rotate around. Get the bicep twist and the double elbow. That once again is pretty stiff, but bends up that far. Get the wrist that'll twist all the way around and hinge back and forth. Then we go to the ab crunch, which of course hidden under the vest here, so it's hard to really see it all, but he does crunch a little back and forth. It seems like mostly at the waist, and twist all the way around at the waist as well. The hips will come up to 90 and out to the side there. He can do the splits, which is nice with those drop down hips. And the thigh twist, that'll twist around real stiff once again, but it'll twist all the way around. And the double knee joint, that'll bend up that far to the back, not too bad. And the foot will flex back and forth and twist side to side. And of course, there's not much movement there because of the pant leg coming down too far. So not a whole lot of range, unfortunately. But overall, works out just fine, just like Dracula. Not too bad for the range or movements at all. Now, as I said, though, unfortunately, we do get a lot of accessories for him, so I think they went a little bit too overboard. It's nice to have options and that you can switch out stuff. I just hate when you start to get too much going on because then it's overwhelming. But we'll start with hands. So we get just like normal grip hands on him there. So we get a set of fist hands as an option, as well as a set of grip hands with the trigger fingers, which he does come with guns, so we'll definitely need to be using some of those, as well as a set of the claw hands. So just like Dracula came with all those same options, but with him, he also comes with a set of gloved hands. So we get gloved hands in the fist form, a set of grip hands with the gloves, a set of grip hands with the trigger finger in the gloves, and a set of the claw hands with the gloves. So we get a lot of different options of ungloved and gloved hands already. And then we go to all the different accessories that will go on like his vest and pocket stuff. So first I'll go and start with these. So we do get these thigh pads that we can slide up onto his thighs. So we get two of them. And of course they have the slots to be able to put different accessories on. So let's slide these on him. So you can put these thigh straps on them, and they have holes, and we can add different attachment to them. So I'll probably just go ahead and add this one for a knife sheath. So we just pop this into the hole here, and it'll hold on to that. Of course, I don't think they hold on too well, so it may have some issues. So it sticks out there kind of far. And then we have a holster as well. So we'll put this on the other side. So we have those attachments now that we can put weapons in. And then we also get a bunch for his chest plate as well, which like I said, start to get kind of ridiculous with a lot of them. So we get this big one that has some additional pockets and ammo, so you can pop that piece out, put this one on, so it just gives you that option. We get a strap you'd probably put on his thigh or whatever that has a bunch of the arrows on it because it kind of matches with his crossbow he comes with. So you have a thing for arrows. We get different grenades, so it looks like we get different like gas grenades and stuff like that. So we have those options. Again, you just pop the pieces off the vest or the legs and attach these on wherever you want. We also get a walkie-talkie sort of thing, so a little pocket that'll hold a walkie-talkie, so you can slide that in there. Or it can probably hold a magazine as well. So we get a magazine you can put in that, so that little pocket will hold different things, as well as we get a little microphone piece or whatever that you can attach onto, so you can like pop a piece off and attach this on. So you just pop like the pieces off the vest and we can attach it there. So just like doing this microphone piece. So that's attached on there. Like I said, you can have all different options. Just pop the pieces off the vest and stuff and switch it out to whatever you want. But like I said, for me, it started to get way too many options that it kind of overwhelms. So not exactly sure what I want to do. So I'll just kind of leave it like it is there for now. But we do get a number of weapons we can give to him. So first we get a knife. So nice knife design. Looks very realistic and really nice. So they did a good job with that. Like I said, we can put this into the sheath. I feel the sheath doesn't fit too well on the leg here. It kind of sticks out a little too far, but it is an option. And so like I said, we can have this plugged in there, or it'd probably be better on his chest or something, not exactly sure, but just have that off to the side there if we want, as well as two pistols. So I'm not exactly sure where they go, so they look almost exactly the same, just this one's a little bit smaller, so a little smaller gun there. Love like the gold trigger and the brown handle, just a lot of goodness to it with the design. And we can put like this down into the thigh holster, so that bigger gun will definitely fit down inside there, so we always have that for him. And then we get more heavy firepower weapons. So first we get this big rifle. So nice big rifle. Has a magazine that'll come out of it. Looks pretty good. Love like the little gold details on it. A lot of this dark silver. We get a blade at the end of it. Or I should say like a spike. You know, it could spike the vampire's scope up top. Just really nice design for that. That's cool. But what I want to give him is the crossbow, since obviously he's hunting vampires and stuff like that. Get the crossbow with all the bolts in it. So like I said, we had a very similar attachment that we could attach on him somewhere as well. But just looks really nice for this like sort of compound crossbow. Looks pretty pretty cool. So let's put this in his hand. So there he is with the crossbow, and that looks really cool. I tried to switch his hands out, so I put the trigger finger hand. Like I said, it does have the hinge up and down joint, so that makes it nice. And I wasn't sure what hand I wanted to give him, so I just sort of put this hand on just to make it easier for him to hold on to it there. So that all looks pretty cool. And especially if we had like that bigger gun, if we wanted to do it, he does come with some effects as well. So we get like these 3 fire or flame effects that we could put on the ends of the gun, so like they're shooting out, as well as a smoke effect, so like we just got done shooting it. But don't feel they'd fit pretty good with the crossbow, so kind of pointless for that. And just like Dracula, he comes with a stand, so we get Declan Van Helsing with the little gravestone design that we'll put him on. So there's Declan on that display now. That looks pretty good. So overall, nice figure design. Like I said, I just feel they overwhelmed with too many options. Like, I feel they need to like sort of scale it down so you don't have too much. Like, just pick something and be like, okay, that's what this version's going to have. And then if you want to release another alternate version, you could do that with different attachments and stuff, or give very minor attachments. Like you can choose between this microphone or the walkie-talkie, stuff like that. Just simple things to switch, not a whole abundance that I don't know what to do with and now have a bunch of accessories and everything. But overall, still looks cool. Like I said, this is probably definitely my least favorite character from the wave, just because it's just more human, so not a whole lot to him, but it's still a good looking figure with a lot of cool accessories. And finally, we have the Forgotten King, who is the main bad guy from the storyline. Now, he was the former ruler of Egypt, whose reign was so brutal that he was removed from history. But now he has risen from his ancient tomb and resurrected an army and began collecting ancient artifacts. But he also kills anyone that stands in his path and then reanimates them to join his Apophysis Legion. So he looks cool here. Of course, pretty basic with the design. Like I said, another character. I like the design overall. I just wish it could be, a little bit fancier. It's just a lot of all white. But I love like the head design with the gold and of course like the blue line, so it looks very like pharaohish and stuff, especially being an ancient ruler of Egypt, so it makes sense. But just he's wearing more of, I'd say, modern day outfit, especially with the all white, but it also does make him stand out with the white, and then this head will stand out and everything. But it looks pretty good. Now body wise, it's going to be exactly like Dracula, or at least relatively exactly like it, so I think outfit wise it's going to be mostly all the same. It's got the same sort of boot design, pants, the longer jacket there with the same sort of like vest, just obviously not all those little details. The only difference I see though is we see more of his neck, and he has more of a shirt with a tie on it there, so it's a little bit different, not as old design as the Dracula was, but still overall looks good. We has like more human hands there, so it doesn't seem as creepy, but we can change that. And then like I said, the big head, like I said, very much looks like a pharaoh headdress design, but we see his eyes in there and looks pretty creepy with that big headpiece with all the gold. Looks like some hieroglyphic sort of designs in there as well, so just looks really cool, especially for this head design. Now move-wise, we get that'll twist all the way around. Can look down that far and up that far, so it has the hinge joint, so it should move pretty decently, but of course has this part on the head, so it doesn't really go too far. And then as usual, that neck will twist around in there as well if you can get a hold of it. Then we get the shoulders that come up to 90 with the butterfly joint back and forth, and we'll rotate all the way around. Get the bicep twist and the double elbow joint that'll bend up that far, so really nice. The wrist will twist all the way around and hinge back and forth. Then we go to his ab crunch. Again, it's going to be like Dracula where he'll crunch back and forth, but it's hard to really tell what's going on. And he'll twist around probably just there at the waist. The hips will come up pretty much to 90 and out to the side. Like I said, the jacket gets in the way, but we saw with Declan that they do the split. So you can go wider, just that jacket's in the way, and it has the drop down hip, so you got to push it back up in there. We get the thigh twist all the way around. The double knee joint, that again, the jacket's in the way, so it's hard to get it to bend, but can bend up at least that far. And then we get the shin twist at the top of the boot, and the foot will flex back and forth and twist side to side. So like I said, exactly like Dracula, so nothing really different at all there. But I just wish they would have done something different just so it's not complete reuse. So we have our main good guy, I guess you'd say, of Dracula that was released to fight our main bad guy of the Forgotten King here. So I wish there was just some variation in their outfit designs, but overall it just looks nice with all white, but then that head that stands out. Now for accessories, he's starting to get in the overwhelming territory as well, but with him we just get a lot of hands. So he's got 2 grip hands on there. He comes with a set of fist hands, so normal just skin tone fist hands as well as claw hands. But if we don't want to show any skin, he also comes with gloved hands, so we get white gloved hands. That'll put him more in white. So we get a set of fist hands, a set of grip hands, as well as a set of the claw hands, so we get all of those. But not stopping there, we also get some of his magic effects. Since he has magic powers, we get these see-through blue hands, which I really love the look of these. So we get the nice blue with fists there. We get a set of the claw hands, so in that blue as well. Very similarly, we have the grip hands, and then these also come with a set of flat palm hands, almost like the karate chop hands as well. So that's something different that he comes with, but we get all those different options. And of course, I'll probably just pick and choose whatever I want to use to give him. Now for weapons, he does come with this cool staff. So we get like, this is just the main staff piece here. I like how it's got these little almost like axe blades on it, but we get the little beetles there. So that's pretty nice. So we see those in a lot of Egyptian things. So there's that and the all wrapped up handle. Now we get head designs that we can put on it. So the staff has this big headpiece that has a big skull and very similar design to him. We get almost like these little snakes off to the side with skulls there, so they look like cobras with the skulls in them. So just nice ornamented design there for the top of his staff. And then we do also get blades that we can attach onto. So we take this and make this a double bladed weapon. So instead of the staff head, put a blade on top. We can leave it just like this, or we get blade attachments that we can attach on the bottom. So we get a blade like that that attaches onto it. And like I said, if we want to have it, we could put a blade on both sides, because we do get two of the blades, so it gives you that option as well. But I think I like the big head on the staff. I think it makes it look cooler, so that is awesome. So we get this staff that we can give to him. I'm trying to decide if I want to switch out any of his hands, like leave him with the bare hands, or switch like the glove hands. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do. I think I may just leave the bare hands for now, just sort of to go along with the effects. So there, the Forgotten King has the staff. Now I will say that I don't have too many issues, with like the figures themselves or anything, but my biggest issue with them so far is that the hands are super stiff and hard to get accessories into. So that's one thing that's pretty annoying, but I was able to get the staff into his hand. But the final accessory he comes with is that we get some effects to go along with his hands for his powers. Now I do probably want to switch this out with his other hand there, so we'll do like one of the effects as well as one of the more see-through hands, so let's switch those out. So there's the Forgotten King using some of his power. So I put that see-through hand on there as well as that effect. So that looks really cool. Just adding more pop of color to him with some of his powers. So that just looks really cool. So love that design for the Forgotten King. And we also get his base. So there it says the Forgotten King and the nice base design that we'll put him on. So there's the Forgotten King on the base, and that looks really nice. So very cool design for him. I love especially adding that pop of blue with the magic effects on him. So that just looks really cool and makes the Forgotten King stand out so much more. Well, that is going to be it for our three main characters of Wave 1 of the Operation Monster Force figures, where we got Dracula, the Forgotten King, and Declan Van Helsing. All three are pretty cool. Love especially like the Dracula and the Forgotten King. Love those more monster type characters, especially the Forgotten King with the all white. It becomes, with the Egyptian like headpiece and staff, and then the magic effects makes him stand out a lot. Dracula is always cool. Always love Dracula as a monster sort of character, so having him is awesome. And then Declan, like I said, is cool. He's just a human character, so pretty boring to me, but I love all the different accessories and attachments and stuff he comes with. Just a little bit overwhelming for him, but overall three cool figures. Like the body designs, they did a good job with all the movements, articulation, all that, so everything works out there. And then all the accessories they come with as well, so you do get a lot of bang for your buck. But let me know what you thought of the three figures down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know with that like, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to see more. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.